Hello, hello, hello. So I'm gonna make some chicken and prawn and whatnot dumplings. If you've just stumbled across this looking for a dumpling recipe, then hi, I'm not a professional chef, I'm a professional photographer. And this channel doesn't get updated often. I actually literally forgot the password for like 6 months and if you're watching this, I found it and am uploading this one. So you're much more likely to get updates on photography and tech on my That Nikon Guy channel and my Photo News and Reviews channel. This is the shirt from that. Get your gear out. It's not a reference to Naked Chef Jamie Oliver or anything like that. So I'm not a professional chef by any means. I do love cooking though. I do get to go to some pretty great restaurants around the world as I travel for photography and teaching. And I do care about dumplings enough that I have my own mincer. So today, if you've got a place where you can get fantastic mince locally, then great. I'm actually going to be mincing up chicken breasts myself, so I know exactly what's inside. And then adding some prawns and, well, I'll run through everything I'm putting in. My personal feeling on dumplings is put in lots and lots of flavor, lots of seasoning, lots of spices, all of that kind of thing, but you really want to limit how much liquid you put in. They become a nightmare, and trying to freeze them and everything, if you make it too liquidy, is no good. So I'll be adding white pepper, and I will add a little bit of soy sauce and a little bit of this and that to add some kick to them, but not a lot of liquids really. So I've got 3 single chicken breasts here that I'll be mincing up. I got what was left in the bag, about 8 prawns that I'll cut up into smallish pieces, quite a bit of coriander, water chestnuts, which I'll dice up really, really finely, and I'm going to put some corn kernels in, and where is it? Did I drain it yet? No. I've rehydrated a bit, quite a few good quality shiitake mushrooms that we brought back from Hong Kong on the last trip. So that's pretty much it. Then I'll be using garlic, a little bit of ginger, and normally it makes much more sense if they're Asian style dumplings to use sesame oil in it, just for a bit of aroma. I personally like to cook up some of the ingredients to put in, rather, like especially things like garlic, and I'll actually give the mushrooms a little bit of a toss as well, just to get a little bit of that cooked smell and taste inside the dumpling, so it's not just all flat raw boiled ingredients that you're eating. And for that, normally I would use, as I say, the sesame oil, but because I just got back from the States and brought back this beautiful black truffle oil, I'm actually going to put that in, and then I'll tune down the Asian themed ingredients and just run with it. So let me dice all of this stuff up, then I'll come back and show you what I'm mixing together. Actually, why not just talk whilst I do some of this? So I used to put really big chunks of prawns into the dumplings. You know, wanted them to be nice and prawny and luxurious and whatever. But actually, you don't need big pieces to get, it's really that you get this sudden texture change when you go from pork or chicken or whatever and hit a piece of seafood. You get a bit of flavor as well, but I mean, frozen prawns, they're not huge in flavor. So I actually dice it up really fine now, because again, if you put in really big pieces, it makes it really hard to mix them and seal them and not have them falling apart. If you've got like big, you know, half a prawn pieces in the dumplings, you can't fit much else in the way of fillings in, and I think it's better to get a bit of everything in there rather than having some that have loads of chestnut and loads of mushroom or whatever, but not much in the way of seafood or vice versa. So, and again, I'm trying to keep the ingredients pretty dry so then I don't end up with really mushy dumplings. It's easy to end up adding liquid all the way along by just having a lot of residue on the prawns, and especially the rehydrated mushrooms. So once I've got all of this ready, I'll actually go through and just pat them all down with a paper towel. So same with the mushrooms, I'm gonna cut these up quite fine. I've made too many mushrooms, I always do. I love mushrooms, so I'll just snack on them as well. If you're buying dried mushrooms, it might seem like they're all the same and they kind of look the same, but I promise you there's a huge quality difference in all dried mushrooms, but especially, you know, dried shiitake mushrooms from the ones you buy at a normal grocery shop to an Asian grocery shop to the ones that seem to have lots of white parts on the top and cost 5 times as much to ones that don't look any different and cost even more again. I'm fortunate to be married into the Asian culture, and my mother-in-law is a gun at picking mushrooms. She buys them, where are they? She hand picks the ones she wants and buys them by weight for us. And you can really tell the quality difference once you rehydrate them. They're just lovely. Okay, so as I said, I'm cutting these up quite fine, but I really like mushrooms. So I'm probably gonna put like at least 6 mushrooms in. If I had more prawn, I would have mixed more prawn as well. I'm not following a recipe in any sense. I'm just adding all my favorite ingredients, and then I'll tweak it so that the balance is about right. I don't even have a precise amount of chicken I'm using. It was 2 double breasts and I already cooked one, so this is what I have left. And I got 2 packets of 30 each of the Guy. The wonton wrappers can be nice to make as well, but these ones are good. You can boil them still and put them with noodles, or you can just steam them and have them as they are, which I'm sure you could do with wonton ones as well, but the wonton ones are a lot thinner. They're generally smaller, and these ones are a bit more robust. And I should admit, I'm cooking dumplings now because I'm trying to avoid doing other work that I don't really want to do. So getting in and doing something that's a nice healthy meal and takes a few hours to make is an easy way to justify avoiding the work that I want to do. Okay, that's not enough. I'm going to do 6 plus 2, so no, plus 3. So I'm doing 9 mushrooms in here. And then we'll see how it looks in the balance. I like to have, as I said, lots of mushroom. I'm heading off in a couple of weeks to Prague, London, and Berlin. Now, I've been to all of them before, but I really want to go to some nice restaurants whilst I'm there. Not fat duck nice, you know, $300 a meal is a bit above my my range. But if you have any suggestions of great places to go, doesn't need to be dumpling houses, but anything a bit special. I really like to try something that's, whether or not it's traditional to the city, is something that's a little bit unusual, or, you know, quintessentially that place. So there's one, I think his name's Charlie Trotter, the nose to tail chef, who uses every part of the animals. I quite like to go to that one. Okay, now part of the process that can take a lot of time is doing the little chestnuts. So I think I'm actually gonna get out a tiny little blender and do it the Cheats way, because I don't wanna have to cut them up and they don't need to be perfect. But so they at least have a chance of dicing up a bit consistently, I'll just put in a few at a time. Oh, what's happening here? I think I must have broken this one already. These ones where they need to have a special little thing in to blend, and I think I broke the little tab it needs. Oh well, I think we got given a new one. Throw that one in the bin. Ah, yes. One of these more modern, fangled looking ones. And it's never been used because it's still got the little pluggy bits on it. Thank you, whoever gave that to us. Oh, cool, and this one has 4 blades, so it's probably got a lot more chance of cutting evenly. So I'll throw in a few more. Damn. Who would hand do it when you can do it that quickly. Nice. Big thanks to whoever got us this. Now they really hold a lot of water. So this one I'm going to pop down in a plate with some paper towel. I've been listening almost non-stop, another procrastination thing, to Tim Minchin's songs over the last few days. Very funny. Took me a while to find him. I'm a born-again Minchin fan, I guess you could say. So that's quite a bit, but that'll be good. So I'm just going to spread that out nice and thin, try and get as much of the liquid out as I can. Oh, an important thing, I haven't done the chicken yet, so I better do that too. So this is an old school mincer. You strap it onto your bench top. I love it because you know exactly what's in the food that you're making. I'll just open up the door of the dishwasher here so that I've got somewhere with enough purchase to really do the work here. Does it need to be open? I just know that if I open it and it doesn't need it, then I'll probably trip over it. This will work. Okay. Now, pork or anything like that is a lot trickier using these hand ones, because you do get all of the sinew there and it starts to clog up at the front, but chicken just goes through like butter. So I'll cut it into finger-sized pieces that'll slide in the top, and then just mince this out like a boss. Pop a little plate under there. Don't know how clean this one is that it's currently sitting in. Okay, so this is great because chicken breasts are so lean as they are. Just take off tiny weeny little bits of fat here and there, but there's going to be so little fat in this dish. The little bit of truffle oil, don't need to feel guilty about that at all. And the other great thing about this is, because I'm a total putz, klutz, break everything, this thing is all, you know, cast iron and whatever. You can't break it, and you can't really cut yourself either because the cutting mechanism's right up that end. And it's only as it forces the meat through that things get diced and sliced and whatevered. So there's one chicken breast. Well, it's full and it's on its way through. So I'll cut up this double. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Love to hear from whoever happens to be watching this. I'm guessing it's a mix of devoted followers of that Nikon Guy or the news channel, my mum and her friends, and then people who are just happen to be searching for chicken and whatever I titled this video, dumplings. So how did you find it? Do you make your own dumplings? What ingredients do you put in? You might as well share it all in the caption below, so then in the comments below, so people who are here trying to get recipe ideas can get more opinions, because as I said, this is just what I like and I'm just kind of making it up. I travel a lot and more as I go on, not complaining, but a hell of a lot to teach and present in different parts of the world. So when I am home, I really do like to cook things that take a little bit of time and preparation. Normally for dumplings, we would get friends around and make a day of it, but it's a Monday and I don't want to do other stuff. So you can see here, even with chicken, which is not really sinewy at all, it is starting to clog up a little bit. So I'll just take the front off, empty it out, and continue. I'm sure if you don't care about what's in your mince, you could just buy mince and cut down the time and effort and washing time of this whole recipe like tenfold. But everything that's in here has been squished and squirmed around so much, it's as good as minced anyway, and we're not selling it, so it doesn't need to go into that perfect little squiggly thing shape. So let's get this mince off. And when these holes of the plate fill up, they can be really annoying to poke out, but if you just get a skewer, they come out really easily. And if you dip this in boiling water, they cook and then come out really easily. So let me wash my hands and find a skewer. Ah, here's a skewer right here. Okay, I won't make you watch this. I'll come back in a sec. Okay, what else? Ah, I haven't drained my corn yet. I reckon half a can's gonna be plenty. Again, we'll just see how it looks in the mix. Drain it as good as we can. Well, as good as we can in 10 seconds without really putting any time into it. I'll also add some white pepper. I really like using white pepper. You get the flavor without the bitterness of the shell. So and again, this is one of the things where I think you can, of course you can overdo it, but I think it's worth giving it a fair bit. So I'll just pop that much in and start to give this a turn. You're probably more interested in seeing the bowl than my yabbering, right? So I might actually move the camera for you. Okay, so there we are with the first bit of mixing in. I'll just add another good half a teaspoon of white pepper. And put in half, is this cooled yet? Not fully. I'm gonna let this cool a little bit more. You can see it's still a bit steamy. My mushroom and garlic mix, so I'll pop that back under, but I'll mix in half of the prawns now. Give that a little mix. Sounds like I'm getting a few emails coming through. It's funny working across different time zones. Early in the morning is when I can catch America at the end of their day. Australia, obviously where I'm based most of the time, is my time zone. And then the UK is my evening is their morning. And then late at night, if it's something urgent, is when I can catch America in the morning. So these emails could either be people in Sydney working late or UK people coming online, which would make sense because that's my next stop. Okay, let's just let that cool off and then we'll add the rest in. Okay, so this yummy mix of saltiness, garlickiness and mushroominess has cooled off. So let's start to mix that through. Nothing like getting your hands a bit dirty, huh? Oop, did I lose some then? It's getting there. I reckon, oh no, it's pretty good. I think it needs more of a mix, but I was going to say I think it could use some more corn, but actually I think it's just not very well mixed up yet. So I like to make these in small batches, so I'll actually so just so it has a chance to freeze without sticking together. So I'll make a space in the freezer, pop the mixture in the fridge, and then make however many one layer will fit, like 20 dumplings or so. Pop them in the freezer for about half an hour, pop the mixture back in the fridge, and then once they're nice and hard, do the second lot to put on top as well. Once they're all frozen, then you can just let them dangle around loose in the bag. But if you put them on top of each other or right touching each other whilst they're still raw, they break really easily, and it can be hard then to cook them later without having them fall apart. But this is good. It can be hard if it gets too liquidy. I feel like this is a pretty good consistency. Now I'm just gonna finish it off with an egg, and then pop it in the fridge just for an hour or so before I actually start making any. So just one whole egg, free range of course, really light whisk. And then I'll mix that through. Sorry, get out of your light. Now I normally, well not normally, but I'll often do the whole process with my hands, You lose a little bit, but it probably only adds up to a dumpling with all of the hand washing, but I'm just sick of washing my hands at the moment, so I'll do this with the fork. Looks fairly well mixed. And because obviously you can't do a taste test of the batter with raw chicken, I'll make one dumpling when I'm ready to start making them, boil it and taste it, let it cool, eat it just like I would, and then add more of whatever I think it may need at that point to, otherwise you end up with 60 that all need more something. All right, let's cover that, pop it in the fridge for an hour. Okie dokie, so it's been sitting in the fridge for a little while. Normally I would use a tiny little bit of egg to seal the dumplings, but because this truffle oil is just so nice, I'm just gonna put a tiny bit there and I'll use that to seal them up. So you can try and make all kinds of pretty shapes or whatever, but I'm just gonna go nice and simple. Just get a little bit of mixture, and the other thing with these is don't overload them. I'm the greediest guy there is. When we're making dumplings as a group, I'm always the one that puts too much in and then has trouble closing them up. But so I don't look like a guts in front of you all, I'll avoid it now. So just a tiny little bit of oil. I'm just doing these as a simple shape. And this is probably getting close to too full anyway. Then just do little pleats around the edge, and that will, oh, I split that one already. Probably the top one's a little bit dry. Couldn't have been my technique. That will seal, no problem. So get another one. I think I better have two to do a little taste test of actually this time. Just, you know, it's a double blind sort of testing to make sure you get a good mix of all the ingredients between the two I'm just a pig. Okay, it's true. And again, I've already done it. That's too much fillings. Luckily, I washed my hands before I started this. See, I told you, I always do this. Too much, and everything goes pear-shaped, and it's really hard to seal up. So let's seal this bad boy up. Gosh, so messy already. Anyway, these aren't keepers. These are tasters. So let's pop them in some boiling water for just a couple of minutes and then see how they are flavor-wise. So floating hands are back. I couldn't help it. We actually ate those two dumplings. Wife had one, I had one, and they're actually really good. I often make stuff too salty, so she was really happy with them. So now I'm gonna go ahead and make a whole bunch to freeze, a bunch to eat for dinner, and then we'll do them in batches to get them all done, and I'll come back and show you some cooked and finished. Okay, so there's my first little batch almost done. You can see I've got a lot of mixture left still. I actually caved and switched to using just a little bit of egg white to seal these because the oil, whilst it smelt amazing, wasn't doing the job of holding these guys closed, unfortunately. So I just mixed it in and switched out to egg whites instead. So just do a few more of these, and then this first lot I'm going to cover in plastic and pop into the freezer, let them freeze right on up. then probably make the batch for dinner, and then do more and more to finish off the liquid and, sorry, the mixture, and have it ready to freeze all of it. Okay, so they're all done now, and they're really, really yummy. Let me just bite one open for you. Do one for the team. Yeah, nice. Love to hear your thoughts. Now I'm going to boil up like a dozen of them for both our dinner. Bye, 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 bye.